what happened over the weekend that we need to be aware of? How about those doors just keep on shutting down opponents?
Yes, before we get to those Commodores, who Dave is now officially a fan of, he's a huge Vanderbilt fan now. I don't know if y'all know.
Monstrous.
But the first big story is a twofer. My first two are twofers, but Oregon monster win at home over Ohio State, the 32-31 win that puts them in position to really be atop the Big Ten rankings for a long time. And at the same time of that, questions continue around Ryan Day as he's 1-5 against top 10 teams now. I think the last 3 years. And Dave, between the two, what stands out to you more? That Oregon won or that Ryan Day choked again?
That the I'm going to say neither. The Big Ten is absolutely idiotic to have a conference that spread that far nationwide. I know what Penn State did over the weekend in beating Southern California, but that's a team that's reeling, and Penn State kind of got lucky in that game. So my takeaway is that that's just absurd, that amount of travel. And I think that what do we usually say? That the home team gets 3 points?
Yeah.
The home team in those type of games should get 6.
You might have a point with that. I agree with you. So you actually aren't holding too much against Ryan Day because you're saying that he had to travel 3 time zones. And so,
I think we're both of the same opinion. That's Ryan Day is an overhyped average coach. So that doesn't surprise me based off, I thought that on Friday.
Well, and let's not forget this. We'll get to this a little later. I'll talk about Penn State in a second too, but where college football is different from the NFL, Dave, you know this, classes are going on during this time. So the players they can't travel the whole week in advance to get ready. They got to do classes. It's really going to start to show itself during basketball season, by the way, when you got to travel up on a Monday for a game on a Tuesday night.
I don't think anybody's going to class anymore. They always have class at Joe Newbert Collision Center. For nearly 50 years, Newbert Collision Center has been East Tennessee's best choice for quality repair work and fantastic customer service. Caleb, what's next?
All right, what's next? And you brought it up. And again, you tell me the bigger story. Penn State survives in a thriller. So Penn State is hanging on, still undefeated, and now they're a top 3 team. But USC is 3-3 on the other side. So is the bigger story Penn State, or is the bigger story Lincoln Riley is in some serious trouble?
I think he's lost 8 of his last 16, right? Is that right?
I think it's something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Penn State feels like the type of program that's okay just knocking on the door. So I think they could have lost that game, and they're still all happy with James Franklin. And after what they went through with the Joe Paterno scandal, maybe they're right to be happy with that and be conservative and not try to go out and get somebody that could lead you down the wrong path. But to me, it's Lincoln Riley at Southern Cal. I mean, he has been paid $10 million a year to deliver, and he hasn't done it. I'll tell you who delivers: the UPS store Hardin Valley, helping individuals and small businesses, wide range of products and services locally owned and operated. What's next, Caleb?
All right, a couple of SEC ones that we've already talked about, but right now the first one that we really didn't get to too much, Texas doesn't just look like the best team in the SEC. They look like the best team in college football. They have played 2 marquee games at this point, Oklahoma and Michigan. One on the road, one at a neutral site. This era of parity in college football, guys, those are both losable games. Texas drags them both. Just beat the brakes off both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think Texas is clearly the best team in the nation right now. We'll see what happens, and if teams or analysts might cool on them a little bit. City Heat and Air Conditioning, 50 years in East Tennessee. They'll make sure it's cool or warm. Integrity matters. cityheatandair.com. Okay.
1-loss teams survive versus inferior competition. We just brought up Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia. I also want to bring up Illinois, who played Purdue and had to win 50-49 in overtime. They're right there in the running. Brett Bielema seems to have got that program going well. Maybe he's found a new lady to keep his hopes up and to keep his morale high.
I'm a big fan of Brett Bielema. All right, Caleb, what's next?
Next, we got Iowa. Other 1-loss teams are quietly getting back in the mix with impressive wins. So Kansas State beat Colorado over the weekend. That was a big one. Arizona State on Friday beat Utah with Cam Rising returning. That was my super dog that I got right. But Dave, teams that we all wrote off from the beginning of the year: LSU, Clemson, Notre Dame. We just talked about LSU beating Ole Miss. Well, Clemson just blew out Wake. Notre Dame just blew out Stanford. And Kate Klubnik for Clemson all of a sudden quietly looks like he could be entering the Heisman race.
That would be surprising based off his play 2 bowl games ago against Tennessee. You're never surprised when you go to Asia Cafe, treat yourself to authentic Asian cuisine handcrafted from guarded family recipes. 5 locations to choose from right down below. And look at this coffee. It is unbelievable. The Brazilian Cocoa Energy Booster Premix Instant White coffee. Been around since 1909. And the Lim Dynasty is making sure to bring it to Knoxville. It's unbelievable. You can order it at asiacafe.org or asiacafe.org. And you can also find the location closest to you, as that's where I will be eating tonight. Caleb?
Oh, look at you. So let's go to next. We got some teams you would be shocked about hanging around with. Indiana still undefeated, but they didn't play this weekend. But Iowa State, BYU, and Pittsburgh, all just hanging around undefeated, Dave. They're not going anywhere. And in the 12-team playoff, that's relevant.
I agree. The 12-team playoff has made college football more interesting in the regular season. I've said it once. I've said it a million times, and Caleb disagrees with me.
I hate agreeing with you, but I'm kind of coming to your side on this. And it's Dave, you know how painful that is?
It should be pretty painful for you. It's never painful when you shop at Ray Varner Ford. Local you trust, innovation you can afford. RayVarnerFord.com. All right, Caleb, what do we got?
All right, so next, I'm going to go with the fact that Army and Navy, not only are they both still undefeated, both are ranked. Both are ranked in the AP poll for the first time since 1960. Guys, that chaos is happening. I want it so bad. Where Army and Navy are the top 2 teams for the choice of the group of 5 team in the college football playoff, and they have to make their selection before the 2 play. that would just be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm very down with that.
Yeah.
Anybody else out there as far as our last look
really
brought to you by Campbell, Cunningham, Taylor, and Hahn? What do you got?
Yeah, y'all are really going to hate me, though. Army, Navy, both ranked and undefeated, but I'm very unpatriotic because I think Boise State should still lead the Group of 5 college football playoff race right now with 1 loss.
Well, let's see. We got half a season to go, by the way.
But this is right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, I think Boise State's a better team than either of those teams right now, but
Dave hates the troops, guys.
True.
I mean, I agree with you. Boise State's better. We're very unpatriotic. But Liberty's also hanging around at undefeated. I don't think they're that good, though. So maybe I'm also, I don't know, sacrilegious for saying that Liberty's not a threat and that Army and Navy are. I'm being sacrilegious and anti-troops by saying Boise State's above all 3 of those schools.
You're a terrible person. Anything else, Caleb?
Nope, not really, except that even though they didn't play this week, Cam Ward still leads my Heisman race, and my top 5 is Texas, Penn State, Oregon, or my top 4 is Texas, Penn State, Oregon, and I'm going to say Miami as of right now.
So it is Thanksgiving Day in Canada. Anything you're thankful from that came from the nation that is Canada?
Didn't they invent syrup? Like maple syrup?
Probably not. The answer is Norm Macdonald, and that's the only correct answer.
Wait, no, it's not. No, Nickelback, Avril Lavigne, Justin Bieber. I mean, like, that's a concert for me right there.
That's reason enough to go take
some 41. Oh man, yeah.
That's reason enough to go take over Canada. Just invade the country and let's make it U.S.
If Army or Navy makes a college football playoff, Dave should be like, you know what? We should invade Canada. That's the bet. That should be the deal with the country. If Army or Navy makes the playoff, they should have to invade Canada.